I'm quite moved by what you just said, because the EFF currently is taking the government. In fact, it's tabling a motion to ensure that data and airtime shouldn't expire, because I mean it's a rip off. You buy airtime today,
It is.
before you even use it, it's expired.
Do you know what I mean?
So it's ridiculous. I mean, in terms of when we look at ways and means to create jobs, you've just pointed out quite correctly that a lot of youth, a lot of people, young people spend most of their time on the internet, but you find that they can't make money because they don't have enough data. Data is expensive. So I think the way to go is to, in fact, challenge this thing in Parliament, and also get the youth to change their mind in terms of their voting patterns, because majority of the youth, they do not vote. And as much as the EFF will try and push this thing in Parliament, we would need at some point a majority to pass some of these bills on our own without having to wait for a buy-in from ANC, Action SA, or other political parties.
I totally agree. And it's beautiful that a young political party like the EFF, that's why I'm putting the Mufai can next to the EFF bottle, because I'm also inspired by the struggle of the movement, the EFF itself. It's as old as the Mufai company. Yeah. So from a distance, one has always been inspired by having young people conscientized in the country as far as politics is concerned. A lot of us were not even paying attention to what was going on in Parliament television, what was going on in Parliament.
Before the advent of the EFF,
Old people would go in there and pass on certain policies and laws without even our knowledge, would be less interested in politics. And I think ever since, in the previous decade, ever since there's been the EFF, that has changed. There's been a huge number of young people that are interested in politics, and that has to be commendable. So we really appreciate the role that you guys have played in the political scene in the country, and the contribution, and also just self-actualization of Black people. I was watching one of the clips. Juju was talking about sometimes right and the consciousness
comes
keeps going, you know what I mean? Like conscientizing people, for people to not be afraid to be themselves,
the
and speak for
complex,
themselves. And believe in themselves that they're more than capable, right? And as you're speaking about the culture of entrepreneurship as well, is nobody's going to save you, bro. Like, not your rich uncle, not the people that you think you know, not those people that invite you, who've got money, who send you for the ices sometimes. One day, they're not going to just wake up and decide, or they won't. They'll only just call you to hang out with you when it's time for fun. So only you are reliable or responsible for your own future. So you have to start waking up right now.
Sure.
Start finding out ways and creating ideas on how you can create your own thing. If it's not products, monetize those social media platforms. It's not those social media platforms. I know a young person who wrote a book out of his own phone. Those statuses that you post on a daily basis on Facebook, those complaints that you keep putting out there, all of that stuff, if you spend that amount of energy, that's a book. You're literally writing a page every day. But the only problem is that page that you write is of nonsensical content that is out there online. Why don't you just streamline and focus all of that content into writing your own book, turn it into a PDF or a soft copy, start selling it online. If you're good with karate, you're good with welding, you're good with plumbing, you know a lot about law, or you know a lot about accounting or mathematics, whatever it might be, just get onto the internet, write a very short book, 5, 6, 7, 8 chapters, soft copy, start selling it online, even if it's just for $20. Like, just do something. You know, There's one of the videos where I was motivating somewhere in Cape Town, Kailicha, speaking to a group of entrepreneurs. That video went viral, where I'm saying things like tuna something,
yeah. It's always in my mind.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Like, do something.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I really do feel that there's a lot of opportunities. Contrary to what a lot of us say, I believe there's a lot of money. I do think, though, that our leaders are very irresponsible with it. They're very corrupt, a lot of them. They've eaten the money that was supposed to trickle down and make a difference in our communities. But there is a lot of money, Mzansi. So number one, in your mind, you shouldn't tell yourself there isn't money. There is a lot of it, but it's just for you to tap into finding a way on how to get that money into your pocket or your bank account.
Yeah.
Now, when I walk and I try and get into the EFF building and I see Mary Fitzgerald's Square, and as I'm getting into the Winnie Madikizela Mandela building, all these people that I'm seeing that I keep on greeting, look at the ranking there. Get what I did 10 rand fell.
Oh man, yeah. You have a hustler mindset, bro.
My money thinks like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, sure.
That's why I relate to the guys who are selling in the street corners. Maolidi baba rekisa di plate mo di ranking yi. Those people make 3, 5 grand, 7, 10 grand a day, bro.
Yeah, sure,
just
they
selling
do.
food. You and I look down upon them, but you don't know the money that you make at the end of the month. They make that like 5 times more.
Yeah.
Something. So, you know, we need to just start. And as I was saying earlier, that the brilliant thing that you guys have done, you've conscientized the youth and you've made a black person start thinking about solving their own problems. So much so that when you think about becoming an entrepreneur, sometimes it doesn't have to be like the most amazing idea. No, the very simple things that you walk past every day, those boys or those ladies who are selling the cool time, cool time, 5 rand. Those people are making good money. They're making 500 rands a day, 700, 800 bucks a day. You know what I mean? So you just need to find a way on how you can create some sort of product or get product somewhere at a wholesale and then find a corner or find a place with traffic and then sell that product. And earlier on, I was making an example about being online and then make sure that you digitize your business. You're online, you've got online presence, you're selling all the time. The people that are doing really well that are local businesses right now, they've got very good internet presence. If you look at Laduma, Maxhosa, very good internet presence. Tsepo Jeans, very good internet presence. Batu, Drip, Mofire. We are always online because we know that's where the people are. We're not balaking.
Nothing should stop you, really. I want us to look at, because unemployment in South Africa is very systemic, especially when it comes to black people. But when we look at our white counterparts, we always read about generational wealth. These people, their forefathers have left them with, generational wealth. They don't have to go to universities because their fathers have got farms and all of that. And those farms belong into our land, which is why the EFF now wants land to be expropriated without compensation. How do we instill the culture of creating generational wealth in the mindset of a black child without having them to be, or without them being trapped into debt?
Yo, that's a very good question, my brother. And it brings about a lot of topics. Number one, the immediate topic that it brings about is what you've just mentioned, the land issue. These cell phones, these minerals that create these cell phones come from the ground. You know, these clothes that we're wearing, these cans that we use to manufacture these drinks, the water that is in here, all of it comes from the ground. You know, the shelter that we sleep in, the food that we eat, and every ailment in a human body, there is a cure for it. There is a plant as a cure for it. Somewhere that can cure that ailment in the body, and comes from the ground. So the land is a really, really sensitive and a very important issue. And we applaud people for amplifying that conversation because we do need the land back. The land is ours. Nobody must come and convince you and tell you, hey, the land is ours. And I also support that message. The land has to be expropriated and back into the people's hands.